Hello, Jen here with a layout for the Everyday Inspiration series. This is a series where Christy, Crystal, Daisy, Dolly, Lisa, and myself take a photo from our everyday lives and we use it as inspiration for a layout. So each month we pick a picture, one of us takes a picture, and we all use that picture and just try to pull out some inspiration from it to create a layout. And I'm so excited that we are going to be continuing this series into the new year. I had so much fun last year with it. It's just something really different, and I really love watching how the other ladies use the same inspiration piece that I'm using and come up with something completely different. So it's a lot of fun. It's really, really exciting to see what we all come up with. And yeah, we're back at it. So if you guys feel inspired by our photos, I would love to see your takes on things. Let me know what pops out of the photos each month for you, how you would interpret them. I think it's just so much fun to see that. So this month's photo is courtesy of Crystal, and you saw it at the beginning of the video. I think it's probably in her kitchen or her dining room. It's just this really fun little nook in her house somewhere that has, some coffee and wine and drink. It's like a little drink station. And so for me, apart from that gorgeous bee that pops out to you first thing, the other thing that kind of caught my attention was the little jug that says, you say tomato, I say Hail Mary. Yes. You say tomato, I say Bloody Mary. And I just happened to be looking through some photos from this summer, and one of the photos that I found was this picture of me with a Caesar on Canada Day. And so I thought it might be fun to take that same sentence and turn it into, you say tomato, I say Hail Caesar. So here in Canada, that's kind of the drink of choice for a lot of us. We do have Bloody Marys too, but Caesars are Canadian, and so they're actually my favorite. I love to drink those. And yeah, I just thought it would be really fun. I'm challenging myself this year to put titles on all of my layouts. If you have been following me for a while, you know that there are times that I just totally leave the title off. I don't even bother putting anything. But I have a thicker stash that I'd like to get through, so I thought this was a good opportunity to have a nice long title on my layout and just kind of a fun little play on words, I guess. So be sure to check out all the other ladies. Their links are down below, and I'm going to have all of our videos in my playlist too, so you can check them out from there. Their takes are amazing as always. So definitely go and check them out as well. So you can see I've just been pulling out a bunch of papers in reds and yellows, kind of like a mustardy yellow, and navy blue and aqua. And all of that came from the colors that are in my photo, primarily the red. But I didn't want to just have tons and tons of red and nothing else to balance it, because I find red really hard to scrap. I know I say that a lot, but it just is a color that it's not my favorite color to begin with, but I just find it's hard. It's hard. So I saw that piece of paper from Pink Fresh, and it had red in it, like a nice bold red, and then it has more of the sort of aqua color. It has some salmon red, or like it's still red. It's not orange, but it's not pink. And then it also has that gorgeous navy blue. So that's where the other colors came from, is that background paper. And I like the kind of twist on having that be the border, because oftentimes we kind of do it the other way, where we have this solid paper as our border and then we have the pattern on the inside. So I liked reversing that a little bit. And then that red paper comes from Basic Gray. It's just been in this iris container, kind of semi-hoard of paper that I have. A lot of papers come from Studio Calico, and they're all really old, and so I pulled them all out. I put them in an iris container, and I'm going to keep it beside me this year and just really work away at getting them used up. And then in my little cluster, or my little layers, there's a piece of paper from Studio Calico. The two, that sort of salmony pink one and that yellow one, they are Pink Fresh, and they came from the my Scrapbook and Cards Today sampler pack. So you always get some 6x6 papers in there. So those worked out really good because they match. And then I have some of the embellishments. Oh, and that navy blue paper, sorry. That comes from Kaiser Craft. I got that from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. I think that collection was called Havana Nights. Excuse me. So yes, so I also have some of the embellishment pieces that match the Pink Fresh. Is that called Follow Your Heart, or something to do with a heart? So you can see I have a portion of the 6x12 sticker sheet. Again, because in the sampler pack you just get small portions of everything. And then I have the leatherette stickers that go with that, and the puffy stickers that go with that, and just a few other random sticker sheets that I'm working on getting used up. And so I kind of pulled out the ones that had all of the colors I was looking for. So each of my little clusters is going to get some hearts and some labels and at least one sort of phrase or word. And I forgot that I didn't have everything glued down. So I'm going to go back and do that. While I was going through that iris container with all of my kind of hoarded papers, I found a piece of foam. I was so excited. I know it's the little things, right? But I haven't been able to find any of these foam sheets. I used to get them at Dollar Tree, and they haven't had them probably, I think I probably ran out in October, and they haven't had any since. And I've tried Dollarama too, and they have the glitter ones, but I don't think that's going to work for popping things up, because I think the glitter isn't going to stick very nicely. The adhesive isn't going to stick on it very nicely, so you need the plain ones. And whenever I'm at Walmart, I forget to look in their craft section there, because I have to be honest, I don't know if it's all of Canada, but at least the Walmarts that I know of, so the ones that I would go to in Ontario and the ones here in Alberta that I've been to, they don't have very nice craft sections. They're not as full as the craft sections that a lot of American Walmarts have. So I don't go there very often. So I keep forgetting that I need to go and check for these adhesive foam squares, or whatever you want to call them. Foam sheets, I guess. I did find at the Dollar Tree some shapes. So I did pick up some big butterflies. They're like 6 inches long by maybe 4 inches wide. So they're pretty big, but they're butterfly shaped, not just plain squares. And so you don't get as many pieces as you do in just like a regular pack of them. I think it comes with maybe 10 butterflies, so that'll last a little while for me. And then I also picked up just a little baggie of random shapes. So they're a little bit thinner. They're not the really big, thick foam, but they are adhesive, and they're shapes like circles and hexagons and triangles and stuff like that. So those will work too. I do have a ton of foam dots, but when you're doing a picture or, big layers, it's nice to have those foam sheets. And the self-adhesive ones are kind of an extra perk, that's for sure. Alright, so now that I have everything kind of glued down and I have all of the elements of each of my clusters, now I'm just going to kind of fiddle around a little bit and get them put in place. I really went kind of old school, back to the basics for this layout. I felt like the red paper had enough distress to it. Is that a verb? Distressedness? I don't know. It was distressed enough that I didn't really want to add any mixed media or splatter any ink or anything like that. So everything is just really clean and simple. I have my 3 clusters. Each cluster has at least one of the same elements. So I've repeated everything 3 times, the hearts and the colors and the leatherettes and, you know, the puffy stickers. So everything gets that repetition of 3. I felt like I needed some black in my clusters because that bow that I'm using, I think that is, well, it's a Maggie Holmes bow, but I think the collection is Carousel, and I have all 4 of those bows still left over. I haven't used them, so I wanted to get them used up, and I just like how striking it is on this layout, but I felt like I needed some black in my 2 clusters, so I went back to this clear sticker sheet and got this little kind of doodly lace, and that's from Amy Tangerine. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my title. So I'm pulling out a bunch of different thickers, or I guess these are just letter stickers. So those are the are they called teeny type, tiny type, whatever those ones are called. And then I have some Simple Stories ones, and now these red ones are from Basic Gray. And I'm just going to spell out, you say tomato, I say Hail Caesar. So before I put down my hail, I want to find my letters for Caesar. So I pulled out a few black thickers. And I have to play around with them for a bit because I didn't have small black letters. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't have small black letters. I was having a hard time finding a font that was bigger than all of these other letters, but not so big that it took up a ton of space. So I did finally find these ones. These actually are a Sticko brand that is from Dollarama. I don't know why, but lately I feel like all of the thickers I'm using come from Dollarama, but they all just seem to be the right size or the right shape or the right color, so I'm just going to go with it. So there's my title, and you can see I'm pointing now. The black and white, I really love it, and I do love that I put some black in the other 2 clusters, but I feel like I need black and white in the other clusters. So I went through some of the stickers and I couldn't really find anything. Then I remembered I had this washi tape and the stripes aren't going in the right direction, but I still think that it works to kind of bring that little shock of black and white to each of the clusters. And then I'm just going to write July 1st, 2018. And that's it. That's my layout. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them for me down below in the comments. Be sure to check out the other ladies' links because they have amazing takes on this month's inspiration, and come back next month so you can see what we do. And until then, happy scrapping. Thanks for watching. Bye.